So before we get started, I just wanted to let everyone know that we're very excited to have the live reception tonight. And I just want to make sure everyone has their mics muted. If you have any questions, please hold them for the end or throw them in our chat area. And you know what? Let's get started. I welcome you to Life Around the Sun, a sunrise and sunset virtual juried photo exhibit presented by Photo Art Pavilion. Tonight's host is myself, Jessica Lempin, and my business partner, Joanne Hennig. We are the founders of Photo Art Pavilion. Our vision for Photo Art Pavilion has always been to create a space where photographers from all walks of life can come together to showcase their talent and share their unique perspective in a professional manner. Here at Photo Art Pavilion, it's a collective art market that brings art photographers and art collectors together, plus much more. We're here to provide a beautiful collective art market, provide opportunities for art photographers to professionally display their work. We go out with our cameras in hand with fellow photographers for workshops and other events and exhibits. Here we are tonight. So, life around the sun. In a world where each day is a canvas painted by the sun's gentle strokes, we find endless inspirations in the breathtaking moments of sunrise and sunset. These magical times of day offer a captivating tapestry of colors, emotions, and stories waiting to be captured through the lens of a camera. As avid photographers ourselves, we understand the profound impact that these celestial events can have on both the artist and the viewer. So we welcome Stuart Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, art enthusiasts and guests, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the esteemed juror of this exhibit, Mr. Stuart Gordon. Hailing from the picturesque landscapes of Bend, Oregon, Stuart Gordon is a renowned nature and travel photographer with an incredible eye for capturing the beauty of the natural world. Stuart's work has been celebrated in various prestigious publications. His photographs have graced the pages of magazines like Outdoor Photographer, 1859 magazine, and Landscape Photography magazine, where his talents for storytelling through visuals has granted him a juror for this exhibit. So thank you, Stuart. I am going to send you the unmute request, and I would love for you to be able to say a few words if you don't mind. Hopefully we can connect. There we go. Hi, Stuart.
Hi. Good evening, everyone, or if you're on the West Coast like I am, good afternoon. I was really excited about being invited to curate this particular photo exhibition because, to me, the photographers who chase light at the start and the end of the day are true photographic heroes, we'll say. They sacrifice the sleep, meals, and family time to get out there with their cameras when the best light is going to shine and the magic moment might happen. So it's a real pleasure for me to be here and participate. Thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you. And I mean, look at these scenes. This is just a handful of images by Stu, and they are breathtaking. And you are a fellow light chaser, so you were the perfect fit. So before we get started, before we jump into the art, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the photographers shown tonight. Your passion and commitment to the art of photography have made this exhibit possible. Let us come together as a community celebrating life around the sun. The profound impact that photography can have in our lives. May the beauty captured within these frames inspire and remind us of all the extraordinary wonders that surround us every day. Thank you for joining us on this artistic journey, and we hope you enjoy the virtual exhibit. So first image up is Fayette County Sunset by Jeff Hughes. Stuart, if you don't mind, I don't know if you have a few words to be able to share with every piece that we're going to go through tonight.
I do. So much for the old adage, don't shoot into the sun, because this works shooting into the sun. It creates some real graphic silhouette images and very visual, very graphic. And it's a really nice exposure. So, I mean, look at that sky, look at that moment. And so, you know, forget the old adage about not shooting into the sun. You can do it.
You can feel the warmth in this one. Excellent. Next one, we have Blue Rhapsody by Nathan Simone.
This almost looks like the Norwegian fjords. I'm not sure, but real beautiful composition, perhaps taken on a boat. And if it was, congratulations, because the horizon is level, and really nice photo. And the Rhapsody in Blue is a perfect title for it.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong. There we go. Smoky Red Sunset by Sally Field.
This is waiting for the right moment to happen and being in the right position as well. And if the sun was anywhere else, I don't know that this would work, but it certainly works with the positioning behind the lighthouse like that. And so congratulations on this one.
I agree. If the sun was just a little bit separated from that lighthouse, you would have competing subject matters, and you know, the eye doesn't know where to go. So congratulations on the patience. All right, Sunset Silhouette by Jack Calandra.
There it is. Again, a beautiful graphic image, thanks to the backlighting and shooting into the sun. And it's almost like the trees were in a ballet with the setting sun and the water. So very nice image, nicely composed and exposed.
And it's nicely balanced, and you get a common sensation. Quite nice.
Yeah.
All right, Marshall Point Lighthouse by Caroline Stella.
Well, I guess it's very clear we're on the coast because there are a lot of lighthouse photos. And it's really, this one is perfect leading line to the lighthouse created by that walkway. And then right above it, you have these magnificent clouds that glow. Guessing, I don't know if it was sunset or sunrise, but the glow is there, and it's really a fine image.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, Sunrise at Miami Beach by Juan Cortez. Those clouds.
Yeah, those clouds are magic. And not only the clouds, but the clouds kind of the seagrass, the seaweed on the beach that washed ashore, almost mimics what the clouds are doing in the sky. There's that band of seaweed on the beach and the band of clouds in the sky and the water in between. So it's a very nicely balanced image as well.
I agreed. And honestly, your comparison of the clouds and the seaweed, I didn't see that at first. And that's why I love art. It's just there's so many ways to see a single scene. And thank you for sharing your viewpoint on that. All right, Sunset Celebration by Jack Calandra.
Sunset, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful moment, capturing that ball of fire about to set below the horizon, and capturing that sailboat just scooting by, and the palm trees on the right. So together, they're perfect elements with the water in front. Perfect elements for a seascape like this. Very nicely done.
And again, patience. So waiting for that sun to align so everything's within that line of the land itself and the trees. Well done.
And
by
this,
Tim Allo, correctly.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Then this image really draws you in. You want to know what everybody's doing underneath that pier. All the people, guy holding a surfboard or a boogie board, the guy sitting again with his back against the pillar, and the people who look like they might be fishing, surf fishing, I'm not sure, off on the right. But you just want to know, your eye just wants to know what everybody's doing. It's the nosiness in us as photographers. So Yeah, well done. I like the lighting. The lighting shines through. Um, so excellent photo.
Yeah, I love how the rays of light just all point or lead your eye to that surfer. And the amount of people to the right and to the left kind of balance it out, even though there's a cluster on the one side and then sparsely spaced people, it works. The whole scene works. All right, Awakening by Jacques Leblanc.
This reminds me of a painting. Um, and probably that's the intention. It's a beautiful, it looks like it was brushed in. So probably based on a photo in software. And so very nicely done. It's a beautiful landscape photo slash painting slash watercolor, whatever you want to call it. It's art.
Agreed. And it's almost like the burst of light where the sun is, the light kind of leads you to that house. So it's an interesting leading line to that little house there. I want that house. That's a nice little spot. Sunset by the Pier by Similo. Again, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Pretty magical sky, I'd say. And beautiful pier graphic. Again, visual and graphic with all the slats and all the wood and the railing and the lights. The person with a surfboard, perhaps, or boogie board at the shore, just waiting for the perfect wave, watching his friends out there. And but the light is the real, dominant factor in the sky. And when you have color in the sky like that, boy, you could be shining. It could be shining on something very mundane, something very ordinary, and it will create an extraordinary image. And this has the added advantage of having a very graphic pier involved as well.
I love the robust color in this. This just kind of shocks you into the scene. It's fantastic. Yeah, you can't do any wrong in this kind of lighting and opportunity. All right, Purple Sunrise at Acapulco. I'm pronouncing that wrong, by Juan Cortez. Sorry about that.
Acapulco. All right. Yeah. Well, you captured a very, you were alone on the beach in Acapulco. That's pretty amazing. Usually beaches are pretty packed there, but very beautiful sea stacks in the distance and beautiful foreground with the light shining from the sky, captured in the water, reflected. So very calm, very balanced photo, and no footprints in the sand. So nicely captured.
Agreed. That's always the challenge in the sand scene.
Or a snow scene.
Yeah. All right, Tide Pools and Tree by Rich Labella.
I really like this image. Now, the one thing I would say that might have improved it is I'll bet you there are other locations and other spots that Rich positioned himself at to capture it. But what I really like is the way the sun is right at the tip of the spear of that one branch in the driftwood that's on the beach. And the tree that's still upright, tree or driftwood, I'm not sure, but is a beautiful graphic silhouette. The one thing I would say is I wish that the lump of wood in the foreground, maybe if we could bypass that or position ourselves in another way, but to eliminate that. But boy, it's a very graphic image, that's for sure. Nicely done. And yeah, I really like that maybe if you had gotten closer to that tree that's fallen with the branch just under the sun and just isolated that part of the picture, that would have been something that you probably did try. I shouldn't assume that you didn't. You probably did try a bunch of locations, but excellent image.
Agreed. But even though that mass is down in that corner, it's still connected through the shadow of the standing tree, and also it's almost like, I guess, the roots. So at least it's connected. You know, if it was on its own and separated, different story. But I love how it is connected and flows through the scene itself. All right. These names, I'm so sorry.
Coronado.
Coronado. Oh, Sunset by Nicole Esposito. So sorry for the title.
Jessica, you have to get out to the West Coast. You have to get out to the West Coast
Yes,
more.
I do.
You learn all the pronunciations. Coronado Sunset. With that reflection on the wet mud there, it's pretty astounding. You don't know whether to look up or down, and it's an image you could really go away with at the end of the day, very happy that you captured. The clouds are beautiful, the break in the cloud, and look how nicely exposed it is too, because you got the sun highlights breaking through the clouds, but not blown out, and no more so than you'd expect from shooting into the sun, and beautiful light and color saturation on the beach, in the mud flat, and in the sky.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, Spring Morning, West Hampton, New York by Michael Donnelly.
Okay, so a long exposure creates this magical image, abstract in many ways, and with beautiful color combinations too. Anytime you capture something a little bit amber and something a little bit blue and cool together like that in nature, boy, you go for it. And I think Michael did a great job of going for it and choosing a long exposure like this. At first I thought, no, is there some movement there that intentional camera movement that he might've done? But then I see how straight the horizon is, and no way he could have captured that like that. So I'm guessing it's just a particularly long exposure with a neutral density filter.
Agreed. I almost see the panning aspect too, but yeah, it has to be short and sweet movements for that. Beautiful. I love this kind of abstract, nature abstract. All right, Winter Morning, West Hampton, New York by Michael Donnelly.
Beautiful clouds, beautiful color in the sky. And I like the way you captured the waves too, Michael. The waves coming in kind of a circular fashion in the foreground, and receding in another part of the beach. And here comes a new set of waves in following. The waves never stop, of course. And you seem to capture all different stages of those waves in progress, as well as a beautiful sky above. So nicely done.
It's a winning combination. It's really nice.
Beautiful.
All right, Winter, Sunset, West Hampton, New York by Michael Donnelly.
Another a great leading line with that, the beautiful clouds reflected, the light reflected, just leads your eye down the beach, right to that sun. And your eyes just kind of keep wandering, and there's no place they want to rest. They just want to keep seeing the next great feature of the photo. So excellent. Thank you.
Agreed. There's great movement in this scene. And I love that there are people represented in there all the way down on that short line. It just helps.
Wow, your eyes are better than mine. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
there's two little dots. There's people. It's nice when the eyes have something to land on, and you know, I do like the positioning of the people. So good job waiting, hopefully, you know, for those people to go in that right spot, but beautiful all around. All right, Surf Fishing Lineup by Bella.
Well, this is another great leading line created by the fishermen, the surf fishing. And I could remember, I took a picture on the West Coast of a surf fisherman in the morning, about this time of day, near a sea stack. And it's one of my favorite pictures of all time. And Rich did a great job of capturing all these guys out there, hoping to land one. And the fact that that alone is very, very, makes a very good photo. But then you have that sky that adds to it, and it's excellent. It's a real winning combination.
Agreed. It's almost, you feel that warmth of hope going through all these guys, just hoping to land that fish. Fantastic, beautiful scene. All right, Smith Rock by Robert Bruschka.
Well, Robert's in my territory now. He's in my hood.
It's
That's
in your
about
backyard.
that's about 40 minutes away from me, where I live. So I've visited that place many times, and it's a mecca for technical climbers from all over the world. And I think I even put my tripod almost in the same spot that Robert did. But it's a great place for sunrise and sunset, and those cliffs, those tufa tuft cliffs have beautiful colors when the light hits them in the morning. And I don't know if the sun was up at this time or if it's a sunset shot, but very beautiful as well. And they have the Crooked River going through there, which adds another element, leading line off to the distance.
Yeah, I'm loving the movement of the landscape itself, but there's something about the clouds. So in the cloud on the upper right-hand side, it's almost like in the center of those peaks. It's also in a line with the clouds out in the further distance. It's kind of interesting how they line up. Another leading line that goes to the mountains, which then leads you through the river. Okay. Great shot. All right. Wizard, I can't see. I'm sorry, I can't see if there's anything else. Does it say a title other than Wizard?
Wizard's Hat.
Wizard's Hat.
End. Okay, sorry about that. Wizard's End by Robert Bruschka.
Yeah, Wizard's Hat. That's in Bandon, Oregon, on the Oregon coast. So Robert, I don't know if Robert lives in Oregon, but a fellow Oregonian. But yeah, a fine place for sea stack photography. Look at all those sea stacks. They're amazing. I love going there. It's one of my favorite locations in Oregon. And Robert did a great job of capturing some magical clouds, magical light, and among the sea stacks. And yeah, really beautiful job there.
Yeah. I love the unique landscape. I mean, here on the East Coast, it's water. So to have that element of interest within the water is really beautiful and unique, for at least my perspective. But capturing that ray of light coming through in between the two sea stacks, phenomenal.
Yeah, primo.
Yeah. All right, Oceanside Harbor Sunset by Claren Lewis.
Yeah, again, the graphics of the palm trees, silhouetted, the umbrella, the building, and then the clouds. It looks like you have some, I don't know if those are people. No, that's just some piers maybe, or some wood in the water, but yeah,
Like
very
that.
excellent. Could you make them out? I can't make them out.
It looks like it's not people. I think it's pilings in the water.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some sort of structure there at some point.
Yeah, but you got these beautiful clouds at sunset. I don't know if they're going to bring rain or storm or something, but something's blowing in, and this photo definitely captures it very well.
Well done. All right, Hawaiian Sunset by Nicole Esposito.
Same thing about this. Look at those clouds. That is a fantastic cloud arrangement, and you couldn't ask for better. And you've got the enough light on the foreground that both elements, the sky and the water and the distant silhouetted headlands, create a great atmosphere for a sunset and a luau following this sunset.
Sounds perfect. I love the leading lines of the clouds to the land. It just kind of brings you all into the sea, and well done. Magical moment, definitely. All right, Recon Sunset by Robert Bruschka.
Beautiful color in the sky. That's what sunsets and sunrises are all about in my mind. And I don't know if that's an island out there or just a sea stack, distance from shore, but well captured. And I like the way you cropped it too. Not too much of the rather I won't say boring, but rather uh, non-differentiated expanse of water. Some people are tempted to put more water in, and really all the action's in the sky. So nice choice in the way you cropped it.
I agree with that. The scene is just perfect the way it is. Yeah, too much water, I think, would not balance it well. So good job. And of course, the sun lighting up with that island. Fantastic. All right. Isle of Palms Sunrise by John McLicuddy. McCuddy?
McGillicuddy.
Thank you. Sorry.
Really nice job in, capturing. The hard part seems to me would have been to capture that bird as sharp as it is in the low light. So excellent job of that. The sun, the water, the wet mud flats, at the shore. But the bird is he steals the show because you nailed him sharp as a tack. So very well done.
All right. So at first, it's almost like my eye wants to compete between the sun and the bird, but the reflection of the sun and the angle of the wing into the sun, it kind of makes this triangle. So you just keep going around and around. So I think that's a great element, that these three areas of the scene work together and not against each other. So good eye and sharpness. Good job. All right. Stormy Sunset by Mike McLaughlin.
Beautiful scene. Just the sky, the sky alone would have been an excellent photo, but you've got a little bit of the water in the front, not too much of it, but and looks like a platform of piers out there or some kind of a launch but the rain coming down from the clouds, that is, and a beautiful glow in that crease where the rain is coming down. And then you manage to capture a real full complement of light and clouds in the sky. And that's your focal point, and very well done.
Excellent. The sky itself is amazing. But the element of that structure in the water, connecting the water to the actual sky itself, I think you definitely needed that, because otherwise it would have felt a little disconnected. So that one little element to me ties in that water, the water falling into the rain, falling into the water, and then connecting it back up into the sky. It's like this motion. So good job. All right, End of Day by Madison Sonoski. Sorry again.
So End of Day. Okay, so it's I like the leading line created by the sand and the seaweed that's been pushed ashore, and the mud, and then the water. It's a very nice leading line to the distance, which leads you, of course, to these wonderful clouds that are in the sky. The only thing I would say is easy fix, straighten the horizon. That's about it.
All right, Hong Kong in the Morning by Evelyn Courtnaya. Naya? I'm sorry.
Beautiful overlook of a beautiful looking city. I haven't been there myself, but this makes me want to go. It's a beautiful location wherever you had to climb up to early in the morning, maybe in the dark. And yeah, beautiful high rises, beautiful light, almost a little bit of mist and fog, adds some mystery to the equation. And but really nice image.
Agreed. There's like this mystery within the scene, and you do get that shining of the sun coming in, and it just starts to illuminate a bit of that city. It's really nicely done. Right, Heavenly Rays by Roy Schneider. Magic.
Yeah, there you could follow the sun's rays all the way down to the beach there, through the water, from the sky. Um, some action in the foreground with all those beautiful rocks that have been smoothed by the waves. And then your eye, of course, travels through the water to the sun, which is located just above the horizon. I don't know if that's East Coast, if that's sunrise or sunset, but it's really a nice capture, nice crop, in-camera crop, and I love those clouds. They're helping you too by enabling you to shoot into the sun by just covering it up, and when they cover it up like that, those rays just get thrown out and help make it a really fantastic image.
Agreed. Magical moment. I'm assuming it's sunrise and East Coast, but we'll see. Maybe the artist is here and can answer that for us later. All right, Cedar Spring Sunset by Kathy Metz.
Yeah, nice. And again, the hard part about shooting into the sun like that, of course, is getting the right exposure for illuminating everything in the photo. So and not getting your highlights blown out. So you did a great job in doing that and in exposure. And it's like rim lighting of the clouds really also adds another graphic element to the picture. And of course, the reflection of the sunlight, that band in the water. So very nicely done.
Excellent. And there is a little buoy or a tiny boat far out there, just within that ray of light. So another little tiny element that connects that foreground to the sky. All right, The Long Walk Home by Bruce Campbell.
Talk about graphic. Very graphic. And it's just, those are the kind of photos that you kind of long for, being able to capture a sky like that at that moment with something like magical, like an elephant silhouetted and walking by. People who go out to safari or to even this, I don't know if that could be captured in a zoo, but who go out in the wilds and with their cameras are probably thinking ahead, boy, if I have a chance to get a shot like that, I'm going to take it for sure. So nice job looking for it and finding it and positioning yourself and exposing and composing.
I'm assuming it is a safari and they definitely got their money's worth out of that one.
Yeah.
Like just perfect moment. All right, Tuckatee Morning by Kurt Goldgart.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the Truckee River or maybe a tributary of the Truckee River up there by in California, but it's a beautiful, calm morning. Look at how placid the water is and beautiful reflections. Just a beautiful pastoral scene. That's what I would say. It's kind of bucolic, pastoral, and I want to be there.
Yeah, it's nicely balanced, beautiful coloring. It just, you flow through with the water and it's just a beautiful moment. All right, next is White Crowned Sparrow at Sunset by Kurt Goldgart.
Yeah, I love the background, gold, and I love how it contrasts with the little bird, the sparrow, and it's so well captured and sharp as a tack where it needs to be, on that bird sitting on that spiny branch. I really enjoyed looking at that photo again and again.
Yeah, it's a little different too. So life around the sun. Birds, they are active when the sun's out, and that is definitely an element of living around the sun or the light of the sun. So interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that there's some kind of golden hour going on here with that background. So yeah, that's part of the element.
Of course. All right, Giraffe Feeding at Sunset by Bruce Campbell. The two
Same
particular.
thing, same thing. I'd say the same thing about this. Totally graphic element that you want to be there on safari. You want to capture something like this at some point during your safari. And you can't beat it. Look at the golden light in the background. You have to get up pretty early to capture something like this. The animals sure do. And yeah, it's a very well-defined image. And yeah, congratulations on getting that one.
Definitely. Agreed. All right. Sunrise over Mono by Kurt Gogart.
Mono Lake's a great place to capture sunrise and sunsets. And that is the that focusing on that interesting structure of rocks that are worn out, or tufa towers, I think they call them, at Mono Lake. I think that one is called the Ghost Ship. And it looks kind of ghostly at this hour with the exposure, the long exposure and beautiful clouds in the sky. Just add an element of color that distracts slightly from the blue. But again, the combination of the two, the pink in the sky and the blue in the water and the blue in the sky, a little bit of gold band from the sunrise in the distance, and the tufa towers, very mysterious kind of composition and capture.
When you said ghost ship, I'm like, that's what my brain was trying to calculate with this. The long exposure, creating those streaks, that ghost like obviously shaping within the water, and then the mist coming over. Fascinating location. I think I want to add this to my bucket list. Beautiful, beautiful capture. All right. The Coming Lights by Anthony Graziano.
Again, backlighting, beautiful rim light on the grasses. I'm guessing it was taken close to the beach. I think I see water in the background there. But nice the way you shot through the grass elements at the sun and the sky. And again, they're a graphic element that kind of jumps out at you at that time of day, I'm sure. So I don't know if that's probably sunrise, right? East Coast. And so very nicely done and nicely composed and spotted, because, you walk around and you might just walk right by these grasses and say, no big deal, but you turned the ordinary into the extraordinary with this photo.
I definitely agree. I was thinking the same thing. It's just a, standard moment walking through or to the beach or from the beach, and he stopped, he paused, and framed that sun. Perfect moment. All right. Oh no, I can't. I'm assuming it says Alien Sunset, and that's by Keith Rosane. Was I correct? Because
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
I can't see it.
Very bizarre clouds. You don't see those every day. I've seen them maybe once or twice before. But yeah, you get clouds like that, these little puff balls of clouds, and look at the color in them, and the trail and the leading eye, the way they lead your eye into the landscape. It's and just great colors combination. Yeah, this is what you want from a sunset.
I like it. I just like how the clouds kind of flow into the two trees in the foreground. It's just a nice motion and beautiful colors. All right, Heavenly Sunset by Keith Rosane.
Beautiful, we'll call it God beams of light coming from the sky. Yeah, and that hole in the clouds and the God beams and the water, all combining to draw your eye into a beautiful frame, a very beautiful frame. And the rim light on the clouds, above on the upper part of the clouds, another element there that you can really enjoy.
Yeah, I almost wish you just panned up a bit more, remove some of that water, and just showed us more, because it looks like there's more to discover in that cloud area. But yeah, it's a magical moment that you had here. All right. Perfect Balance by Fred Greco. Good one.
Great. I don't know if we have the Canadian wildfires to thank for the color in that sky, but it's pretty unusual and magical. And getting that the sun without getting blown out, and then silhouetting all you could do is silhouette the skyscrapers, and it looks like a beautiful combination. And capturing and waiting until that sun is sitting on that one skyscraper and leaning against that other skyscraper. Perfect moment, we'll say. Perfect moment. Perfect balance.
I like the title too, Perfect Balance. It's almost like that building below the sun is just keeping it up, as if it's balancing it. But yes, as far as the exhibit, that's fantastic capture, life around the sun. All those busy bodies below that sun. All right, Sunrise by James Slezak.
So this to me looks almost like a JMW Turner watercolor. It's a beautiful, beautiful impressionistic type photo with mist and mystery, and you managed to capture it very well. You've got that sunbeam in the water going through a reflection, and a ball of fire, or not fire, but that orange color and glow around the sun going out into the clouds. So yeah, I really like that. Again, like a watercolor to me.
I agree. And it's quite fascinating that where that sunrise beam is, you can see that horizon line, but otherwise it all blends. It's a very interesting or dynamic capture. All right, Throgsneck by Michael McLaughlin.
Yeah, I really like this image. I could imagine that Michael probably got out there at first, maybe in the dark, and it didn't look like much was going to happen. I'm just guessing. And he stuck it out and watched and watched as the glow appeared in the crease in the clouds on the horizon, and then reflected in the water. And he said, okay, I'm staying. And look what he captured with the twinkly lights reflected in the water, and with this background of the sky. Everything shows up clear and crisp and dreamy in this photo. And that glow in the crease of the clouds is really fantastic. And again, you got that warm color contrasted to the blue hour colors in the water and sky, and you have a winning combination there.
Agreed. The bridge itself, both the physical bridge and the reflection, contain that color, that brightness. Really interesting capture. All right, Mono Lake Sunrise Spectacular by Kurt Goldgard.
Yeah. So yeah, Mono Lake is a favorite location for photography. I've been there several times myself. And if you were to post this on a photo platform somewhere, social media site, somebody's going to say, oh, you oversaturated the sky and the water. But let me tell you, that person probably has never gone to Mono Lake, because you capture some real spectacular sunrises and sunsets there. And this is not really all that unusual, although it's very well captured and exposed and composed, that's for sure. But yeah, you have to go if you haven't, and it's a wonderful place, and you often get sunrises and sunsets like this.
Yep, definitely a new bucket list location. Beautiful, beautiful sky. That's incredible. All right, Denali and Sunset by Bruce Campbell.
I know there are people who go to see Denali, and they spend several days there at the national park, and they never see the mountain because of clouds. So this is a real dreamy opportunity. And the color contrast, the interplay of light and shadow on the mountain, I think is what makes this photo, and a real good job in not, sometimes we try too hard to get into the shadows and lighten them up, and that causes problems often. I think Bruce, in this case, did a good job. He let those shadows fall dark, and the light play on the mountain is pretty fantastic. And the foreground shows up well too. So that's a real nice job of exposure and composing it.
Yeah, and the mountains showing that light, that, or I'm assuming, oh, it's sunset. So that late afternoon light and that negative space connecting in with the shadows just makes this scene just kind of move, at least for me. But yeah, beautiful location. All right, Siren's Call by Anthony Graziano.
Yeah. A critical moment where the wave is breaking, and the sun is sitting on the horizon about to go down, the color in the sky. So it's all happening, and Anthony juggled it very well, and he must have waited for that right moment. The sun is going down not only on the horizon, but it's right in line with that rock at the end of that jetty. And then that's where the wave is breaking, just below that. And then you come into shore and get the light on the mud flats. So it's a real good job of juggling and waiting for the right moment, I think, to snap that shutter.
I'm almost seeing a balance of peace and calm versus chaos. So you have that peaceful sky, those like sweeping clouds almost, and then the crashing waves below. It kind of creates this nice balance of mood, if you will. So, interesting. All right, it's cut off. I see sunset. That's all I see. What is the title?
Sunset and Fire.
Thank you. Sunset and Fire by Marie Di Tullio. I think that's what it says. Cut off. Sorry, guys. Magical moment.
Magical, yeah. Capture an elephant against that background. It makes me feel like I'm there. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm standing right by the photographer and feeling the same emotions she must have felt when she captured this moment. And it's a magical moment. It's probably an unrepeatable moment, given the weather, the location, the subject matter, and even the grasses are, you can define all the grasses, even though you can't see detail in the dark. You can see the grasses against the background, and it's all, and the tusk coming, off the elephant. Wow, amazing.
That's great.
This is such a beautiful moment, and I love the light going through in that I'm assuming it's smoke. It's a real fire going on. I don't know, or if it's just clouds. Either way, I love the texture of the sky and that motion of the light itself. I do want to say, just clone this out. Clone that out right there. Just clone that out. Okay. All right. Oh no, it's cut off. Can someone help
Kenya
with the title?
Lamara.
Thank
Kenya
you.
Lamara.
By Marie
Maria
Di
Tullio.
Happens
Again, thanks to shooting into the sun, just as it's about to go behind the cloud. I think if you waited, if you had taken it much earlier, you might have had a little trouble with exposure before that sun hits is partially hidden by the clouds. And what you get is, again, that graphic element of letting the animals and the tree become silhouettes. And you don't lose anything because you could still see everything that's going on in this image. I might have cropped the grass a little bit more so that there's less of that, because that's not as interesting as the sky, of course. But all in all, very wonderful safari type picture.
I definitely agree with the crop, getting rid of some of that negative space at the bottom. But man, what a moment in time with those clouds, that sky, the sun standing there with the tree, and then the animals, cue the animals, they come right in. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Oh, here we go. So that was the artwork for the show. So now we get to transition into the awards. And first up is the honorable mention. So the honorable mention goes to, oh no, it's cut off. I'm assuming Mono Lake Sunrise Spectacular. Just let me know if I'm wrong, by Kurt Goldgart. Fantastic. Congratulations. Stu, I don't know if you want to add a few words. I mean, I know we just saw it, we reviewed it, but I don't know if you want to share a few words as to what gravitated you to this image for honorable mention.
You know, I think the fact that I've been there and seen what the sky does over Mono Lake, and I don't know why the Sierra Nevada is right to the west of that, of Mono Lake, but yeah, the sky was just so dramatic. The reflection in the water was so dramatic, and the Tufa Tower rocks there in the water are so interesting that I had to go for that. I just couldn't deny it. Couldn't deny it. My eye wanted to keep looking at it and explore.
Fantastic. Now, Kurt, I don't know if you're here with us right now, and if you are, do you want to share a little bit about this moment with us? Joanna, I don't know if you could check.
Hello, I am with you.
Oh, hi, excellent. I am so thrilled you're here with us. Do you want to share your moment when you took this and your experience?
Sure. You know, it's interesting you mentioned that some people might see this as oversaturated. I didn't think of that at all, because that was the natural color. What I was more concerned was, I thought people wouldn't think the rays were real. They are indeed real. This is, you know, it's kind of cliche to say it, but this is almost straight out of the camera.
Wow.
So yeah, a very, very early morning. So it's sunrise, and near the winter time, late fall. So it was a magical time. I had the lake kind of to myself, photography wise. So definitely something I'll always remember.
Amazing. Oh, congratulations. I'm so happy you're here to join us for tonight.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. So now the rest of the awards. Are we ready? I'm ready. All right. So third place goes to Siren's Call by Anthony Graziano. Stu, I don't know if you want to share a few words as to what made you choose this for third.
I think I covered. I love the kind of textural arrangements here. The washed out, the sky kind of got that color, that broad band of almost like paintbrush of color, and then the crispness of the breaking wave and the jetty of rock coming out, and where the wave, rock, and sun all end up there in the photo. Yeah, I like the idea that the waves aren't receding, they're coming in, and that's the magical moment when you want to catch a wave breaking. It's just a kind of a creamy look to it. I'll put it that way. That was my first impression when I saw it. And it's sharp as a tack too. It's very sharp.
Fantastic. Tony, I don't know if you're with us tonight, and if so, do you want to share a few words?
I'm here.
Fantastic. Hey, Tony.
Thanks to Joanne reminding me.
Thank you, Joanne.
All good.
This is the shot. I love heading to Long Island beaches and shooting sunrise and sunsets in winter. And this was taken on, I believe, December 29th of this past year. And I think anybody who's done that knows the light is incredible on the island at that time of the year. So it's a favorite, and you get these magical effects that, you know, sometimes you just can't get elsewhere. And yeah, I did wait for the shot. I was very patient this time, and yeah, it all came together, and it made for you know, a special feeling for me. I choose to try and capture serenity and calmness in my shots. And so that, hopefully that brings a sense of peace to people when they look at it. But yeah, it was an enjoyable day, and it was a great shot to finish the day with, actually.
Well done. It earned you third place.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, so now second place. Are we ready? All right. Second place goes to Denali Sunset by Bruce Campbell. Stu, you want to share?
Yeah.
What drew you to this
I
second?
pretty much covered it. Again, an interplay of shadow and light. That's what I loved about this. That's what drew my eye. And everything shows up so well against that dark blue sky. So yeah, that's what I had to say about it, and what I think drew my attention.
Excellent. Now, Bruce, I don't know if you're with us tonight. I hope you are. And if so, feel free to unmute and fill in your moment, your experience, and so on. Bruce, are you with us? Bruce, going once, going twice. All right, I take it he's not with us.
I'm here.
Oh,
I think
excellent.
he's here. Yeah, there he is.
Couldn't get the unmute off. This
Excellent.
is the image that was almost lost. After I was up in Denali for a while, I came back and the hard drive that it was on failed.
Yes.
So we recovered it, and aside from almost losing it, the only other risk associated with the photo was donating more than a pint of blood to the mosquitoes as we stood waiting for the light to come up. But yeah, this was a while back, and we were very fortunate with the weather.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. You guys ready? All right, here comes first base. Just kidding. One more slide. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Drum roll. We have Throg's Neck. I'm assuming it says bridge against cut off by Michael McLaughlin. Whew. Magic.
Magic.
Magic. Stu, I don't know if you want to add anything else. I know we just saw this one, and I know it left an impression, at least for me. I don't know if you want to share anything else.
No, I think I said it all except for one thing. Growing up in New York, I grew up in New York first 18 years of my life. I always thought it was called the Frog's Neck Bridge. So I'm glad to learn it's not. Wonderful image.
Excellent. Yes, this is definitely like a showstopper. But now I wonder, Mike, are you with us tonight? I don't know if you are. If you are, please unmute. We would love to hear from you.
I don't see him.
I don't see him. Oh man.
I know.
Congratulations. This is definitely a beautiful capture. One of those moments that, as a photographer, you're like, that's it. That's it right there. The patience, waiting, everything lining up. Magical. Absolutely magical. But all right. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for being a part of this journey. We look forward to many more opportunities to celebrate the arts together. Until then, may the sun always shine brightly on your path. At this time, I want to open up the conversation to allow questions for the artist, to ask Stu, and also anyone else who wants to chime in and have a quick combo. So I don't know if anyone wants to.
I'm going to chime in. I'm going to chime in.
Joanne.
Joanne's here. So what a great exhibit. Each day we earthlings, we revolve around the sun, and we artists, we chase the light that the sun bathes us in, which is, a great thing that we do. We saw some images tonight from Hong Kong to Oregon to Acapulco, and one was more fantastic than the other. Also, I really love the one shot with the elephant with the smoky background. That just was tremendous in my mind. I thought that was really a great capture. Jessica, I want to thank you. I really think you did a great job, you know, keeping us on point, bringing us through all of the shots, all of the artwork. Stu, fantastic. Really can't thank you enough for participating. I know the time that goes into pulling together this exhibit or any of these exhibits, the entries that come in, sorting through all of the entries, and then making those choices that are not easy. It's not easy because all of the entries are really, really great. So thank you, Stu, for your time and your effort and your great critique of each of the shots that we saw tonight. So we'll definitely open up the floor to any other commentary that you artists or guests that would like to make while we're here tonight. And just be mindful that we will have another virtual exhibit coming up before the year is out called Unveiling Abstractions. And we hope that you'll take some time to participate in that as well.
So I do want to say, you know, there is more. So I just wanted to let everyone know the art is available for sale. If anyone's interested, just contact us. We'll be able to help you with that. And also join us for our next virtual exhibit. So like Joanne was just mentioning, Unveiling Abstraction is our next virtual exhibit. It will be juried as well. And the deadline for that is November 3rd. Let's see if there's anything else. And we have workshops coming up. So in September, we're heading over to Acadia National Park for a few days to go see these absolutely stunning coast of Maine. And then from there, in October, we're going to be heading over to Letchworth State Park for these beautiful waterfalls and fall foliage. So anyway, if you have questions or anything, just reach out to us. We'd love to be able to help you.
Yep.
And thank you for joining us tonight. This was a wonderful, bold and vivid journey of art that we got to sit through and talk about and celebrate. So thank you for your time and energy in all of this for tonight.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
And thank you
Bye.
again, and congratulations to all the winners.
Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Thanks, Stu.
Sure thing.